G'day guys, so today's video is part 4 of the Super Flying Models Super Decathlon Restoration series, and this video will be the last video in this series. So in the last video I basically finished up getting the model put together and putting everything in. And so this video is going to be the, I guess you would call it the re-maiden flight. So this will be its first flight since, well, however long ago it was when I crashed it. Now, in the last video, if you've been watching this series, I 3D printed a cowl for it. I mentioned off camera, or I mentioned that off camera I will attempt to fit it. I attempted to fit it, and because I printed it out of PLA, not sure what the issue was, but as I tried to fit it, it broke. So that's the end of that. So there's going to be no cowl on the model for the time being. But what I'll do first is we'll have a look over on the on the work table here, and I will show you the model completed, and I've done a few little things off camera in between part 3 and part 4. Alrighty guys, so here it is, ready to go basically. So you're probably wondering what is it that I've done off camera in between the videos. So if you've been watching, you'll probably see the most notable part is the wing struts. I made some new wing struts for it. The original ones, I can't remember if they were red or white, but they were flat balsa. What I did is I got some balsa dowel. Do I have any offcuts around here somewhere? Oh, I thought I had a few offcuts so I could show you what it looked like. But as you can see, it's round balsa dowel. Funnily enough, I actually got this at a craft shop of all places. I didn't want to have to spend a ton of money on postage just for some dowel rod to make some wing struts, and this was fairly cheap, and as you can see, I got it and painted it. How I've got it attached is I've got some fuel tubing and put a hole through the fuel tubing so it will go through the original mount spots. So if I get my torch here, and I'm gonna have to get a new one. So as you can see there guys, how it just sits there and holds onto it there, and I've got some black shrink tubing holding it down. I did glue the fuel tubing to the dowel rod there, but I also put shrink tubing around it to make it a little bit more secure. Next thing I've done, and it's probably not so noticeable until I point it out, I put this little device in here, and that is a onboard glow system. So as you can see here, I have the little lead onto the glow plug, and then the, I guess you call it the ground wire, just where the intake is. And there are two ways of operating it. You can use a button, which you probably can't see, but it is in there. Just see it right there. You can use the button. You push the button and it glows, and you get 1.5 volts. Or you can flick a switch on your radio, which is what I'm doing. Flick a switch on your radio, and it actually has it at 0.8 volts. And I've had this on another model, and you can start it on 0.8 volts. And yeah, so that's how we'll be doing it. So flicker the switch and you got glow, which comes in handy, especially if your tune is a bit off, is a bit rich, and it wants to load up. You can flick a switch and it'll just keep a constant glow going to stop the plug from stop it from flaming out, because the last thing you want is a dead stick. So that's what I've done in between videos, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head out to the airfield and hopefully have a successful re-maiden. Alrighty guys, so the Decathlon started really easy with the onboard glow system. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a range check, and with my high-tech Aurora 9 radio on the back there's the 2.4 gigahertz module. To do the range check you gotta push the button in for a few seconds and it'll start beeping away. So once it starts beeping, you stand to about there and just start moving the control surfaces one by one to make sure that they're working without any interference of some kind. So what happens is when you push the button, it basically halves the signal strength. And so we've done that, and I have to be honest guys, I am quite nervous because this model hasn't flown in many years, and over this series I spent some time going over it, making sure that I've repaired it properly. Before I did start it off camera, I did do a quick pre-flight check to make sure everything was working properly, and yeah, everything was in order. And this was one of these moments where, as I'm taxiing out, I'm just hoping that I haven't second guessed myself on anything that I've done, because like as you know, it was crashed and I spent time rebuilding it and repairing the damage that was done to it. And yeah, so I was a little nervous taxiing out. It didn't seem that way, but as you'll see, once it takes off, it was fine. Apart from a little bit of elevator and aileron trim, it was fine. So I'm going to stop talking and enjoy the flight, guys. Taking off! Are we doing right or left-hand circuits? Well, I mean, if we don't want to have a mid-air collision.
Yeah, I've been doing that clockwise.
All right.
And then if we it will land nearly anyway.
It's all right. Yep. Just so we know.
All right, I'm going to do a low pass.
Going to do a low pass.
Doing another low pass.
Going to do a touch and go coming in from the north.
Righto. Yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Actually, the wind's turned around.
Which is a little frustrating. All right, I'm going to bring mine in for a landing.
You coming in, mate?
Yeah.
Are you coming in now?
Yeah.
Or a bit later on?
No, now.
Right now?
Yep.
So don't get on the strip,
No.
Harry?
Stay off. Stay off the strip!
Oh, you're coming that way? Oh, yeah, I suppose the wind's up a little bit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of smoke. I couldn't see any smoke coming out of it before. I thought, oh, fuck, he's got that running at the Lunas.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. What size motor is in that, Gavin?
That's ASP 61.
61, is it? Okay. That flies well, that mate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one before, have I?
No, this is the first time you've seen it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember it,
Yeah. It was crashed
Oh, right.
and it spent many years at the top of my cupboard. And Ben's little Decathlon got me all inspired to get this up and running again.
Cool. You'll have to get Ben up in the air, mate.
Yeah.
Well, guys, there you have it. I only managed to do one flight. Unfortunately, the weather, well, there's another way of saying it, the weather came over crap. But other than that, I'm really happy with the way it flew. It flew just the way it did when before it crashed, and it required a bit of trimming, a little bit on the aileron, a little bit on the elevator. Rudder was fine, but apart from that, it flew fantastic. It's unfortunate that the cowl, I couldn't use the cowl. I'm going to have to find a way of making another one, or 3D printing it out of a different filament, maybe something like TPU or, I don't know, PETG or something. But yeah, I'm happy with the way that it flew, and as you saw, it flew nice and level, sounded good with the 4-stroke in it, and it cruised along. Most of the time I was at, well, 90% of the time, 95% of the time I was at half throttle. I really didn't touch the throttle. I just set the throttle and then just went there and just cruised around. So I would have liked to have had another flight, but like I said, the weather came over crap. So that is the end of the complete series, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this little restoration series. If you have any questions, I'm all ears. I'll always do my best to respond to comments. But until the next video, guys, enjoy your hobby and cheers.